I'm shocked with this vote of confidence. I mean, listen, from a head coaching perspective, your job is to inspire your team or get the right guys to inspire your players, right? Has that happened? I mean, we have a defense that's given up 250 yards rushing 3 different times this year. So what kind of changes are we making? By the way, we have an offense that is last in the league since Dak Prescott was injured. He's an offensive coach, right? Like I'm not really sure what we're talking about that we're going to right the ship. Like, we have to talk about putting the right guys in the right places. The head coach has to hire and put the right guys in positions to make plays. He has not done that. As I look at this football team, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm asking, why would I want to sign long term here? Right? Like you got me some receivers, but where are we at here? He's played it as well as he could. You've seen how important he is to this football team. But as I look at this, my question would be, what changes are you going to make to put this team in the best chance to win the future? Because right now, hey, look, I don't have the good feeling we're heading in the right direction. I can assure you of that.
Now, Marcus, you made similar remarks to that last week, but there's one thing I saw in the notes this morning that I think is important to bring in as well. Dan Graziano, what can you tell us about the way the Cowboys are looking right now at Zeke Elliott?
Well, they're confused, Greeny, because I think the Cowboys thought that when everything happened with Dak going down and the trouble on the offensive line, that Ezekiel Elliott would be a guy that would elevate his game and play at a level that kind of kept them afloat, and he very much has not. And I know from talking to people there that they're surprised by that. Obviously, he's a little banged up now, but that hasn't been the case all year long, and it's not like he just started playing poorly. When you ask people in that building what's up with Ezekiel Elliott, the response is, he's playing lousy. He's playing like, what Lamar Jackson might call cramps. But I think at this point, you're looking in the future here, and he has a $13.7 million cap hit for next year, the highest for any running back in the league. Can't get out of the contract. We've talked about how they're going to need cap space to sign Dak Prescott and how the cap is going down next year. If Ezekiel Elliott doesn't bounce back and play like one of the best running backs in the league next year, he's going to be a big problem for the Cowboys in a number of ways.
So let me turn to my resident former Cowboy here, Marcus Spears, and ask the very simple question. Marcus, do the Cowboys have a Zeke Elliott problem?
Yeah, this year they do. But they have a lot of problems,
yep.
Zeke. But when you think about what Graz just said, Zeke was supposed to be the shining armor with everything that's transpired. He was supposed to overcome the offensive line. And I know we're asking for a tough situation for Zeke Elliott, but he was supposed to be the mainstay and the catalyst around all of the turmoil that's going on in that franchise right now, especially the attrition with injuries and things that have transpired from an offensive standpoint. And he's not living up to it. And it further pisses me off. Like, every time I can't help but think about what Graz just said. We talking about Zeke Elliott getting his money after going to Cabo, and Dak doesn't have his check. It is crazy to me that is transpiring. And before Dak was injured, that was the only sign that the Cowboys may be able to be okay this year. Just the only sign. Right. So I get it, and I know I'm emotional about it, but yes, they have a Zeke problem because Zeke has not looked like the highest paid back in the league, let alone we're talking about the fumbles and a guy that's costing his team. It might be all right not to be as good because you got an offensive line and you're starting quarterback out and a lot of things are happening, but when you are costing your team games, when you are costing them opportunities, that's when you get into the area of, oh, we made a mistake.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.